If you're living in scarcity, it's because you're choosing to live that way. Now, I know that may seem a bit harsh or even as if I'm lying on you, but I need you to watch this entire video so that you can finally know the truth. Scarcity is a choice, just like abundance is a choice. And like the many other decisions that we have to make in our lives, we have to choose abundance if we want abundance. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 steps for choosing abundance so that you can stop settling for scraps and finally choose your seat at the table. And if you're new here, hi girl, my name is Marsella, and on this channel, I teach women how to become their highest self. So if that's something that you're interested in, be sure to subscribe. Over the past few days, I've really been reflecting on 2025 thus far. As I'm recording this, it is the end of September and we're about to step into the 4th quarter. So it's really time to examine our goals and figure out how much progress we've made this year. What are the things we were successful at? What are the things that we still need to work on? And to my surprise, when I discovered the things that I needed to work on, I realized that I've been operating from a scarcity mindset. And in the areas where I've been flourishing and really winning, I've been operating from an abundance mindset. And that's when it really clicked for me, so I knew I had to make this video to share with you ladies. There's still 3 months left in this year, so that's plenty of time for you to shift from scarcity to abundance. So let's jump right into it. The first thing you need to do to stop attracting scarcity is you need to find the pattern. And in order to find the pattern, you're going to have to determine which areas of your life you experience scarcity the most. And so I'll share what I discovered in my personal life. Coming into 2025, I decided that I was going to prioritize my responsibilities. I wanted to make sure that I was showing up to work as my highest best self. I wanted to make sure that I was on top of my YouTube channel, that I was taking care of my bills. And fortunately for me, that has all worked out. I've been very abundant in these areas. And that's a real win for me because in 2024, this was not the case. But because I changed my mindset around it and made an effort to improve, I'm noticing the overflow in these areas. So that's awesome. That's a win for me. Now, an area that I've been experiencing a lot of scarcity in is in my actual personal life, like friendships and relationships. Coming into 2025, I really wanted to make it a priority to really spend time with friends and develop new friendships. But as I've been reflecting on the year so far, I've noticed that I haven't been able to do that. And so this really forced me to question why this was the case. And then I was able to identify the scarcity. I've been operating from a time scarcity. So for some reason, I've convinced myself that I don't have enough time to spend with friends or even pursue a relationship. And while that may be true on some level because I do work a ton, surely I could find the time. It's just a matter of me wanting to do so or believing that I can do so. And so I decided that I really wanted to dive deep and find this pattern. I started looking through my text messages over the past few weeks, and guess what? Friend after friend inviting me out. And for some reason, I keep making excuses as to why I cannot show up. Oh, I have to work in the morning. Oh, I have this due, etc., etc. So in the final quarter of this year, I'm setting the intention to have more than enough time to spend with friends because that's really important to me. So I encourage you to find the pattern and make a decision to work on it in the last quarter of this year. Consider how you think, feel, and speak about this scarcity. For me, I was always telling myself that I didn't have the time to see friends because at my core, I didn't believe that I had enough time to both be successful at work and have successful friendships. And saying that out loud, it sounds very silly, but this was something that I really was believing. So you really have to think about it and be patient while these thoughts come to the surface because they're usually hidden from you in the back of your mind. You see, ladies, you have to understand what's happening in your brain. The brain's ultimate goal is to serve you. But in order for your brain to serve your highest self, you have to program it to do so. I'm sure you ladies have heard of the reticular activating system, but if you haven't, they're basically a series of neurons in the brainstem that filters sensory information. The reticular activating system decides what comes into your conscious mind and what just goes into your subconscious. Now, that's the function of the brain, and that can be found in all of our brains. But what is unique to each and every individual is their belief system, what they believe about the world and how they see themselves in it. That's unique to each and every one of us, and because of that, we each have a confirmation bias. Now, a confirmation bias is when your brain scans your environment for information that confirms your beliefs. Now, do you see how your patterns are formed? This is why it's so important for you to spot the pattern because then you can do the real work of breaking it. You can change your beliefs and you can train your reticular activating system to pull only what is the best for your highest self into your subconscious because we all know that the subconscious runs the show. The next thing you need to do to stop attracting scarcity is you need to get to the root. Although your scarcity mindset may be affecting you today, it didn't start today. And if you ever want to step into abundance, you're going to have to figure out where scarcity started. Did it start in your childhood? Was it adolescent years or at some time in adulthood? Can you identify a defining moment that contributed to this scarcity mindset? We really want to get through the weeds here. And if you're unable to pinpoint exactly when it started, that's okay. Try to get as far back as you can and determine what type of scarcity you struggle with. Do you believe that love is scarce? Do you believe that you won't be able to find love and that no one will love you? Do you believe that money is scarce? Do you believe that there just isn't enough money to go around? Do you believe that time is scarce? That you just don't have enough time in a day, in a week, in a year to do the things that you want to do? Figure out the type of scarcity mindset you have and where it started. That is so key. You got to figure all of that out. And then once you do, determine your triggers. A lot of the time, we don't experience scarcity 24/7, at least not consciously. It is our triggers that brings it into our awareness. Let's say for you, it's FOMO. Your friends are going to a party that you really want to go to, but you don't believe that you have enough time. So now this trigger, the fear of missing out, is exposing your scarcity. Or it may be social media. Your favorite social media influencer just seems to have it all. She has the money, she has the man, she has the life. And so now this trigger, right, her Instagram photos are bringing up something in you. They're revealing your scarcity mindset around love and money. Pay very close attention to your triggers because they're actually blessings in disguise. They provide you with so much information that if you're willing and brave enough to see it, you'll be able to transform your life. After you figure out where your scarcity mindset started and you determine your triggers, it's time to forgive yourself. The healing journey is not a straight path. It has winding roads. One moment you'll have all of the compassion in the world for yourself, and the next moment you'll be angry with yourself. So my advice to you is to give yourself grace. You were doing the best that you could with what you had at the time. Now you have new information, you have new insights, so you can do new things and do better. It's a bumpy road, but eventually you do get to a place where you can forgive yourself wholeheartedly. And when you get there, you'll truly be able to let the past go and step into this present version of you. The next thing you need to do to stop attracting scarcity is you need to rewire your brain. By this point in the video, you're probably realizing that your brain does a lot more than you think. And this realization is the key to all of the abundance you could ever want in life. Use visualizations to create new neural pathways that are abundant. Remember, we operate off of patterns. So in order to live an abundant life, you have to create abundant mental patterns. Visualize yourself as your abundant self. What does she look like? What does she do with her time? How does her week look? Does she work? Is she an entrepreneur? Does she donate to charity? Does she work for a nonprofit? Does she like Pilates? Is she an equestrian? Does she play chess? Does she love to read? Whatever abundance looks like for you, that's what you need to visualize. If you get nothing else from this video, I really want you to understand how powerful your words are. If you want abundance in your life, you have to speak abundance in your life. You have to speak to yourself that way, and you also have to show up in the world that way. You have to communicate with people at that level. And I really want you to internalize this because this is a non-negotiable. You can't get lazy with the way that you speak about yourself and the way that you show up. You really have to go out of your way to make abundance a part of your vocabulary, even if that means learning new words. So I'll say it again, as I always say on this channel, and I stand behind it, use affirmations. I am wonderful. I am the best. I am creative. I am kind. I am abundant. Do you see how I said that? Like I mean it, because I do. And so these are the things that you need to say to yourself as well. The quickest way to rewire your brain for abundance is to practice gratitude. What are you grateful for? And if you can't give me one thing that you're grateful for, then therein lies your problem. Out of all of the beauty in this world, even the fact that you're able to sit here and watch this video, if you still can't give me one thing to be grateful for, then that is your homework, because that means that you have work to do on the mental plane. Gratitude will transform your thinking, and it will transform your identity, because an abundant person isn't just a person that has more, it's a person that is more. To stop attracting scarcity, you need to practice abundance. Whatever type of scarcity you're struggling with, you need to learn how to practice being abundant in it. You now know that I've been dealing with the time scarcity. So if I'm going to practice an abundance of time, that means that I need to start accepting the invitations that my friends give me. That means that I need to trust that I can go out and still get home and get my work done. I literally have to practice being abundant in that area in order to become abundant in that area. And this works for all types of scarcity. If you believe that money is scarce, then you need to learn how to spend. Now, hear me very clearly. I'm not telling you to be irresponsible with money and to spend carelessly. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you need to learn how to be a responsible spender. If you've been putting in the work and you want to treat yourself to something, go ahead and treat yourself to it. Because what that does is it shows that you trust yourself, and it gets you into the practice of being able to be abundant with money. Because people that are abundant with money, what do? They spend it. Decluttering your environment is another great way to practice abundance. So many times we hold on to things that have served their purpose. We no longer need them, but we hold on to them because of the memories that we have, or honestly, because we haven't decided to let them go. So now you need to make a decision to let it go. When you declutter your space, you make room for the best things in life to enter it. It makes no sense to cling to things that no longer serve you. It would be much better to get rid of those things or to give them away. You could actually be a blessing to someone else that could actually use it. Be as generous as you can. Generosity reinforces a belief in abundance. You can give because you know that you're going to receive, and this creates a positive feedback loop. There are so many ways to give, both financially and not financially. If you're at Starbucks and it asks you if you want to tip your barista $1, go ahead and tip them $1. It'll make their day. But even if you can't do that, how about giving a smile? How about giving some positive energy? How about giving sound advice? Those are the things that money can't buy, and honestly, they're priceless. Be generous with that and watch that come back to you tenfold. To stop attracting scarcity, you need to sustain your abundance mindset. If you ask any successful person what the hardest part of success is, they'll tell you it's not getting to success. It's staying there. It's not getting success, it's keeping it. And so what applies to them also applies here as well. Shifting from scarcity to abundance is a lot of work, but staying abundant is the real work, because staying abundant forces you to make life-altering decisions. Abundant people surround themselves with other abundant people. There's just no way around that, because it's one of those harsh truths about life that we all have to accept at some point. You are the company you keep. And birds of a feather honestly do flock together. So you'll have to decide at some point, are you going to continue to entertain the people with the scarce mindsets? Or are you going to finally allow yourself to be around people that think abundantly? This seems so simple and clear-cut, but this is the part that most people get wrong. They think that they can take the scarcity into the abundance and that they can bring abundance into scarcity. And it just does not work that way. Again, it's a harsh truth. So wrap your mind around it now before your abundance comes. To really sustain an abundance mindset, you're going to have to begin to see your failures as a blessing. You have to constantly create win-win scenarios in your head. And to most people, that feels so unnatural. They feel as if they're forcing positivity or squinting to see the silver lining. And it's okay for it to feel like that in the beginning, but rest assured it won't feel like that forever, because it's actually going to click for you that your failures actually are a blessing. You can learn from them, and you can take what you learn to apply it so that you can go and get the win. That's the mindset of a winner, and that's the mindset of a person that's destined for abundance. Commit to becoming more and more abundant each day. You don't have to work on everything all at once. Just choose one thing to focus on a day. Maybe today you want to practice generosity, so you're more generous with your time and your resources. Maybe tomorrow you want to work on your confirmation bias and the way you see the world. So instead of holding on to your negative beliefs, you force yourself to start seeing things in a more positive light. If you're able to do that, then you should be proud of yourself, because that means that you're doing the work and you're becoming more abundant each day. And sooner or later, scarcity falls away. Abundance becomes your new reality, and you'll realize that all of the work that you put in was worth it. I want you to know that you don't have to choose scarcity. It doesn't matter how long you've been living with scarcity mindset. It doesn't matter how far-fetched this may seem to you. The only thing that matters is that you make a decision, that you commit yourself to becoming an abundant person. If you can do that, I promise you, things will fall into place. You'll realize everything changing around you, but most importantly, everything changing within you, because you've been abundant the entire time. All you had to do was return. I'm so excited for you, and I wish you all of the best on your journey. Now I want to hear from you. How do you plan to attract abundance? Drop it in the comments below. And if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you. Be sure to subscribe. We'd love to have you become a part of the family. Earlier, I mentioned that sustaining an abundance mindset requires you to make changes in your life. And one of the ways to make a powerful change is to recognize when a chapter of your life is over. So watch this video to discover how to know when a chapter of your life is over so that you can prepare and step into your next level. Okay, my loves, until next time, take good care of yourselves.